All right, so we got a roughly 194,000 contracts. That's interesting. That's interesting. Oh, I was on the wrong thing. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Man, man, that dude, man. I just wanted a small piece of this drop, yo. Just a small piece of it, man. This thing stopped me out last night, and then it did this crap. All right, we'll just look for another opportunity. Man, that's just so weird that that does that. Hey, yo, what's up, investors? D? I might have missed this one. I might have missed this one. We'll see what happens. Ah, boy, that gold short. I knew that we was going. Well, it was highly likely that we was going to see this drop on gold. Of course, gold stopped me out before it actually made the drop. So that was disappointing. That was definitely disappointing. I'm probably not going to trade gold in my any of my funded accounts today because I'm pretty sure we're going to get a lot of erratic price action on gold that I just don't care to deal with today. No, 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 Nasdaq, please. There's a small little range right here. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Alfred? Hey, good morning, Cave Trader. We have another low volume start today. Uh, Captured the data at 8:30. There was roughly around 194,000 contracts being traded around the 8:30 open. So that's already a low volume start, and it's looking like we haven't gotten that much added volume to the market at all as well. So I guess we should expect a lot of chop. I mean, it makes sense. We got the money, the monetary policy decision today. The market is speculating that Powell will hold steady at the current rate, but maybe he'll surprise us today with a rate cut. Apparently, the Fed board, is split between wanting to cut rates and those that will back Powell and keep rates steady. But at least for right now, I mean, if we're always doing forward thinking and we're always trying to predict what could potentially happen versus what's happening now, we would never get anything done. You never get anything done. That's why usually businesses that have uh, CEOs that are extremely one way or extremely the other, those businesses tend to not be successful in the long run because those CEOs are always looking at the extremes instead of operating in the middle. Companies where they have someone that thinks in the extreme, but then is balanced out by someone that can think in the now or a more balanced view of things. You mix those things together, you can usually come up with long lasting solutions. And so Powell claims that he's forward looking. He claims that he wants to be dependent on the data. But as that's a very interesting claim because we all know that the data is always lagging. He even said it himself. The data is it's a lagging indicator. You're always looking at something right now. The data is telling you something that's already outdated because as time moves forward, the data becomes irrelevant. So I think a lot of people has noticed his shift. He was willing to cut rates for Harris, but as soon as Trump was appointed president, or not appointed, but elected president, all of a sudden now he wants to focus on the data and want to be overly cautious. So we'll see. We'll see what he does today. I think it's very easy for someone to disrupt Hmm. Actually, let me think about how I want to say this before I actually say this. What I'm trying to get at is, yeah, Powell probably he's the head chair of the Fed, but it's easy to get the people that he's supposed to trust or the people around him to become distrustful and try to take his spot. Because if you got to think about it from a perspective of Powell may not be reappointed next year, think of everybody that's in that room and what they're thinking. Every day they look at the head of that table and imagine themselves in that position. And Powell is stubbornly not playing ball. So even though I do feel that Powell may remain Fed chair next year, Trump may reappoint him. It doesn't take away from the fact that the people see that it could potentially be a vacant seat of power opening, and they could try to make their way towards that seat of power. So it's easily to influence people like that. So Powell definitely has to be very careful in terms of how he makes his decisions because he has to be strategic. But we'll see what happens today. We all saw the quote unquote meetup at the Fed building, and you can see how awkward Powell was. He was trying to appear strong, but you can tell that the power dynamic was in Trump's favor. You can tell that Trump was more comfortable wielding his influence and power versus Powell. You can tell that he was very timid. He was trying to appear strong. He was trying to not necessarily overtalk Trump, but speak at the same level as him. But for those with eyes that see, saw it all. So we'll see. They may have negotiated something. We will never know until he actually makes his decision. Mm. Mm. Canadian news coming in the next 4 minutes. Inflation is increasing. Mm. Wow. It would be kind of crazy if this thing were to come back down and, well, I guess anything can happen today. I mean, anything can happen. I think we'll probably get like a burst of volatility. We'll get a lot of the big players out of the market until they're able to trade after the FOMC meeting. I recall watching this interview with prop firm traders. Actually, I think this was actually on Top Step. Top Step was actually sharing. Um, they were sharing their experience while they was in the pits, and these traders are not allowed to trade news. I would not be able to confirm if that's true or not. I don't know if that is still the case, but according to the old heads at Top Step, the ones that were in the pit when they were reminiscing about the old days, they weren't allowed to trade news. So if that's true, it makes sense why the market slows down before a news release, and then we get all the liquidity injection at that moment of the news. It makes sense. Yeah, well, I was hoping to get this thing filled, but I don't think I will. I don't think I will get this one filled. This was the position that I was in last night. This thing literally came back to my break even before it misses my target as per usual of the Nasdaq. It comes right back to my break even, and then it comes. All right, so I gotta pull that order right here because that would be absolutely insane if that shit comes back. It's not going back up. I gotta pull that order. Of course, Nasdaq. Of course. Of course, Nasdaq. Of course. Of course. Of course. All right. Let me look at this ES trade because I particularly, oh shit, about 274, 275 probably, 275. Okay, 275. So We have another low volume start. We started the 8:30 at 194,000 roughly, and right here at 8:45, roughly around 275,000. So another low start today. We'll see what happens. You said 325.90. Well, Alfred, I was short gold last night, and it found a way to stop me out. It found a way to stop me out. Well, and this is it. Well, this is a CL chart, and oh my god, oh my fucking god, dude, come on, Nasdaq, what the hell? Hmm. What the hell, dude? But yeah, I was short gold last night, and I got stopped out. It found a way to stop me out and then go in my direction. But right here on CL, we had this range that we identified last night. Price traded right back into this range, retested the high, and then we got a break, sweeping the liquidity underneath the range, and then using that liquidity to retest the high again on CL. And this is what I'm talking about with the technical analysis on CL. This is what taught me how to trade CL, because she doesn't do that bull crap that the Nasdaq does. But last night, I was initially in this short. It misses my target. It comes right back up. Uh, I guess actually, I think it actually made another attempt down. Or is this the same one? No, yeah, it made another attempt down. Misses my target again. It stops me out. Comes back and stop me out. And then it shorts down. So I had this position overnight and missed my target twice. Comes back and stops me out. So this thing was working really hard last night to piss me off, yo. What the hell? Huh. Because I was anticipating this big drop on gold. The reason why I was anticipating that big drop, well, at least on the other contract, well, I guess you can see it on this one. You can see that this is the area where they retested this little area right here around 890 or 390. They triple topped here, double topped, and they sold off. So I was anticipating the drop. I just hate the fact that she just worked so hard to stop me out. Nasdaq, come on, man. Mm. I think it's what 252. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Man, that sucks. That sucks, man. That sucks. And I don't want to get too aggressive here. I really don't. Mm. Yeah, I think Alfred, I don't know, man. How you feeling trading the micros, Alfred? Yeah, I was trying to convince Smith. I was well, not convince him. I was telling him the benefits of trading the X account to kind of help him build the great trading habits that he wants to start to build. Uh, I will say that the risk settings on the X account is, man, it's so top tier. It's so top tier. I mean, it really forces you to follow your rules, regardless if you want to or not. It really saved those mental resources. It really saves you from those thoughts of, man, I know that I lost 3 times in a row, but maybe this next trade I can, make my money back. And you're fighting against that voice in your head all the time. The one that your ego that you just don't want to lose. You don't want to accept the loss, so you try to do and you try to say and do anything. Or let me rephrase that for it to be more accurate. That voice in your head says and elicits emotions to convince you to execute past your rules. And it's a tough battle. It really is. It's an ongoing battle. If you have something that automatically locks you out, it silences that voice. It silences it. You don't have to fight against it. It's like, well, I'm locked out. I can't run back to if I'm trading micro in Q, I can't run back to the I can't run back to minis and try to make my money back by doing a Hail Mary pass. Uh, you can't trade certain instruments if you have a tendency of going to another instrument to over leverage and try to get your money back. You can block that part of your flow chart by blocking that instrument, blocking the amount of contracts you can trade because your mind uh, is very in tune of trying to circumvent existing structure and existing rules. It's very good at doing that. It was like, well, if I can't trade minis, then I'm just going to trade 20 micros, 30 micros, 50 micros. You can combat that by limiting the amount of contracts that you're allowing yourself to trade, so you can adhere to your rules. So I'm definitely an advocate of the risk settings on the X account. I just hate the fact that it's only available to those accounts. I hate that. Man, okay. Well, uh, huh. Huh. Hmm. 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 So, hmm. You said that you traded. Well, Alfred, you can't trade gold like the Nasdaq. If you're entering it and it runs away from you, then you're in the middle. Honestly, there is so the way I kind of think about instruments is that there is phases to the market. Right now, the market is in price discovery. I wouldn't trade this unless I'm already in it. I'm not going to start a position until the market rediscovers and agrees upon a price. It's just in price discovery right now. We have uh, we have price breaking structure on gold, so we know that trading against a breaking structure will be uh, detrimental to you. Not only has it broken structure, but we had a trend line going up. So we all know that when there's a trend line involved and we get a successful break of the trend line, you got to think that, I mean, the way that I imagine this, and I feel that everybody should imagine it this way, is that uh, as the market is going up, once we get a trend line break, we got stops up and down that. And so once that trend line breaks, all it's doing is touching all these stops, which is fueling the market lower. So I wouldn't start a position while it's running stops. With gold, you have to wait for it to establish structure before you put a trade because unfortunately, the same thing with ES. I mean, well, depending on how much size you're trading as well. If you're just trying to scalp gold, then I mean that's totally different. But I'm not speaking from that perspective. If you're trying to get a decent 6, 9, 10 point plus play, you have to wait for the structure to establish itself, or you'll just become liquidity. I mean, gold is just that ruthless and simple. Right now, we have a range on gold. This will be a great area for if we see a retest in this area. This would be a great area to look for a short. This is another good area to look for a short right there too. Just wait for areas like that. The only instrument you can get away with that with is Nasdaq, and I do see a lot of Nasdaq traders go to gold and do. It's like we all do the same shit until gold teaches us. Just like what that SpongeBob meme. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson? When Nasdaq trader goes to gold, they all do this. We all do the same thing. We all start trading gold as if she's the Nasdaq and she's not. She's more like the ES. Right. Mm. Yeah. Huh? I wonder if so yeah, I'll just stick with Apex. I'll just stick with this Apex account today. I'm not going to trade the Tradeify account today. Let the let the price rebalance itself because I think we're going to get an erratic price action. I I am tempted of actually entering into a position right here, but I'm not because it does look like the market wants to go down. It's another situation where the market is making it feel like it's still bullish, but it's kind of obvious the price action is suggesting that we'll probably get price to move down. You can see that the bears are selling this thing systematically as it goes down. Mhm. The price action is suggesting that it is bearish, but it feels bullish. And that's what makes the NASDAQ dangerous because she attacks you emotionally. She makes you feel and she makes you disregard what you see and makes you focus on how you feel. But it's pretty obvious this thing is going down. This is bearish price action for sure. Yo, congratulations on that, man. Honestly, Alfred, I feel that gold is it just moves the same way. It's just that gold just costs more. I mean, if you look at it, and it's because you make money like what? It's like 1 point on the 1 point on the ES is like what, $50? 5 ticks on gold is $50. So I feel like they both move similarly. It's just that this move right here, you will make way more money on gold than on the ES. That's what holds ES back. If the ES had the same tick structure as gold, I think I would trade ES exclusively because I'm pretty. I would trade ES exclusively because I need what. Actually, let me. I don't want to do the math right now. I'm gonna ask my AI assistant to do the math for me. I'm going to assume that it's 100 ticks, but I may be wrong. Or what is it? 10 points, probably like 400 ticks to make $500. 400 ticks on gold is obviously what, $4,000. 400 ticks on ES is only five. But let me just make sure. Let me do the math real quick. Yeah, the margin requirements on gold is insane. The the biggest account that you can buy in a prop firm, 150K with what, $4,500 of drawdown, you would only be able to trade one or two micros on gold. You would not be able to have a big position on gold with a $4,500 account. Yeah, because what, 4 ticks equals a half a point, a quarter of a point. I feel like this is wrong. So it says that for ES, 1 point equals 4 ticks because each tick is a quarter point. Therefore, 10 points is equal to 40 ticks. Let me ask it if it's short. It doesn't feel right, but I guess it may be. I don't know. Actually, well, right now I'm up four. Well, I guess maybe. I guess it is right. Maybe. Because I'm up 4 points on ES, 16 ticks. Maybe. One point equals 4 ticks. Each tick is a quarter point, a quarter of a point. Okay. Well, yeah, 40 ticks on gold. No, that can't be right. Is it right? Is that right? I might be wrong here. Okay, so 100 ticks on gold would be 10 points, and that's $1,000 on one contract. 100 ticks on ES would be 25 points. And that would be $1,200. I don't know. I feel like this thing is wrong. I feel like it's wrong because it doesn't feel that way. And I really don't want to think about it. I really don't want to sit here and think about it. Because on ES, 10 points. So 4 ticks equals 10 points. So, okay, so it'll be 40. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's 40. But on one contract, that's only $500. But then 10 points on the ES is so hard to get. Or not more than 10 points. 10 points will probably be the exact number that you get in a leg. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I think this is a good example of hearts versus charts, but because I have like it feels that it's easier to make more money in gold than it is on the ES. But as I'm thinking about it and breaking it down, tick for tick, you're making more money on gold. I mean, you're making more money on ES. But it's harder to get. I mean, 100 ticks on gold, just like what Alfred said, that'll be 10 points. And that's 10 points on gold is nothing. That's an easy target. Like that is a easy, consistent target. And that's $1,000. On the ES, you need 20 points to get $1,000. And we all know that 20 points ain't gonna come easy on the ES. You have to wait for the structure to form and price to break out of structure to get 20 points. But a tick for tick, 100 ticks on the ES is 25 points. And you'll make $1,200, $1,250 to be exact. He says easier to yeah, it definitely moves faster. Yeah, the speed is different. Yeah, definitely for sure. Well, I mean, I guess I'll correct myself then. Tick for tick, ES beats gold, but gold definitely moves a lot different. It's much easier to make the same amount of money, or it's much easier to make more money on gold. Like ES been trading in this range all freaking night. I've been in this trade since the open, and I only got one of my targets hit. And I got 3 left on this. And this thing has just been sitting here. Nasdaq straight up missed my target. She straight up missed me here. I try not to have a trailing stop on this one because I want to be able to adjust the this target as much as possible. Like I want this target to be at structure and I want to get out because it's supposed to low key be a runner. It's my second target, and this second target is what's going to keep me profitable in the long run. But at the same time, I want to be able to get out of this one at structure because I'm taking the bulk of my of the position at the first target. Well, mm, mm. Hey, what's up, Market Edge? Yeah, that's definitely true. So I might just have so moving forward, I was kind of thinking about this because I don't necessarily want to trade the ES, but there is a lot of great opportunities once ES breaks structure. I mean, you can make a lot of money. You just have to be very patient. It's like ES is the tortoise and gold and NQ is the hare. And the NQ is just a hair on crack. I guess that's why they call her the Nascrack. She's just a hair on crack. Yeah, like you still have to wait for the setups on gold, but as soon as you're in, I mean, you can get your target hit in less than 20 minutes, depending on where your entry point is. She don't play at supply and she don't play at demand. Gold just goes. All right, so uh, and this is what I'm talking about with gold. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You trade from structure to structure, you'll get paid. 10 points on gold right here. This is a 10-point play, $1,000 on one contract. But I think we'll see. We'll see what happens when price gets back up here, though. We'll see. Gold broke my heart last night. Shit, it's crazy. I mean, dude, it's so crazy the amount of the bullshit that I accept for the NQ. But it's like, oh yeah, that's just the NQ. But then the stuff. I mean, if the ES or gold does it to me, I'm like, man, bitch, who the fuck you think you are? It's just so crazy the amount of stuff that I tolerate from the Nasdaq, yo. How's up with that? Missing my target by like, dude, this was blatant. She did this shit on purpose. And I'm like, oh well, it's just a Nasdaq. The fuck? Oh well. I mean, the crazy thing is that I originally had my target at the at this retest of the range, but I really don't know why she stopped at 26 like that. It doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense why she stopped like that. I guess if she just swept that liquidity at that high right there, I guess. I guess. Whatever, man. I guess. All right, let me see if I can find me something on the like a decent gold play. I was like, dude, what the hell? If y'all guys want to see the difference between so this is the August contract. This is what price action looks like when there is no volume. This is what price action looks like right now on the August contract with gold. Only 5,000 contracts is being traded. And this is what the candles look like on a 100 tick chart, 150 tick chart on gold. I got to update the this one to the December contract. Mm. You know what? They'll probably do it. I mean, they'll probably do it that way, but probably do it. Three, 6, 1, 1. Of course not. Mm. Ugh. Yeah, I think this thing is about to drop. The Bulls are having a hard time holding this shit, man. I just realized that they or actually never mind. The orb low is down here. Yo, congratulations on that, man. Hmm. You know what, Alfred? That's actually a pretty good idea. Ugh. Probably marking out a range midpoint. Let me see if this indicator has that. Hey, mommy. Hold on, guys. Okay. Doesn't have a midpoint, but hmm. All right. Let's see. Well, technically, I mean, uh, okay. I guess I'll do that then. Because technically, this, depending on how this closed, this will be the orb high break. Okay, Trader says I can use the risk reward, set it to 1 to 1, draw it from orb high to orb low, and you have a midpoint. Okay. Okay. You said the Lux Algo Orb and targets on TradingView also does as well. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, the Nasdaq. So, I'm thinking to myself, man, this target probably ain't good enough no more. Maybe I need to move it up, but I'm not gonna do that. His target's not good enough no more. Mm. No, this is exactly where I need to have my target at that range. I need to take that profit off, and I have this runner. If I had maybe one more target, if I probably could break these up, uh, I probably, well, no, that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. 535 might actually be the area where the bears might super come in at. Because if we look, I mean, price hasn't retested the breaker structure of this range. I mean, they haven't retested it yet. They broke down. I mean, they had a couple of instances where they tried to test it. They didn't. So, I mean, in this little small little range right here, I mean, we could potentially see. So, I mean, I'm looking for potentially the market to react around 535, a range between 535 and 555. That's what I'm looking for. But the Nasdaq just doesn't want to give me that target for whatever reason. I guess the ES too. Man, god damn, dude. Can y'all guys give me a break and just hit my damn targets? Shit. I'm gonna have this target right here at last week's close. I'm gonna take this on ES because I don't care to even sit there and wait on the ES. So I got one on the ES. I'll take that on the ES. I'm gonna target last week's close as a final target. Like, god damn, dude. Nasdaq and ES not hitting my damn targets, man. Hey, what's up, gang? Wait. Okay. Yeah, so YM, and you're talking about using the Heikenhashi candles, right? Heikenhashi, Hakanashis. Hmm. I wonder if the Nasdaq is going to give it to me this time. Is she going to vindicate me and hit my target, or what's she going to do here? Mhm. Yeah, of course. I guess the Nasdaq want to make me wait for it. She wants to make me wait for it. But I have noticed that the market 525 seems to be that number that the market is having a hard time getting above. 525 seems to be that number. It's having a hard time. Like it goes to 525 and then it has a hard time getting above it. Yeah, it seems like it's having a hard time. Yeah, 525 might be that number. Hmm. Well, the charts not or the charts aren't lying about it. It's definitely having a hard time getting above it. So I think so. I think 525. If we can get a strong close above 525, I think 525 or around 525 will probably be a good area to get back long after a break. Now, there we go, baby. Can we get? Can you vindicate me? Can we get some vindication? I didn't commit no blasphemy. I didn't commit the blasphemy of taking profits before TP. Can we get some vindication in here? Yeah, it looks like this thing stopped right at 24. So yeah, 525 is a wall apparently. Hmm. All right, let's get a break above 525. Mm. So YM says he uses the net. There we go, baby. Vindication, baby. Vindication. There we go. All right, so we got one more target. This is a super runner. And I think when I switch to the ES, yeah, look at that. That's what I get. I committed blasphemy. I took profits before price hit my TP, and I got less money than I would have if I just was patient and got my TP hit. That's why we don't take profits before price hits your TP. Because yeah, I got paid, but now that I see that price hit my target, now it's like, well, shit. It's not a good feeling. At least for me, it's not. I don't like that feeling. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I could have waited and I didn't. All right, that's fine. But we got the target hit. So we got just a runner on the Nasdaq. We just got a runner on ES. Uh, isn't price action beautiful, people? Isn't this beautiful on gold? Isn't that beautiful right there? Isn't that beautiful? It traded right back into this range. And so far, what is that? 62? 5, about 7 points right here. About 7 points right here in profit. Mm-hmm. And I definitely agree, Cave Trader. I think I think we at least got into, at least on the NQ. I'm thinking that we can probably get up to like 595, maybe 615, because a lot of people got short around like 615 yesterday. And obviously you can tell that a lot of people got short because of how big the stop run was. And then we got the drop down afterwards. So if we get to 615, or six, or around like 295, 615, I think somewhere in this range we'll see a rejection. I think we see a rejection, but I'm just going to target the orb low from yesterday. I'm good with that. Honestly, I probably should just target that. I should probably target that. Monday's high, because it's so close to the orb low anyway, so I might as well just target Monday's high. Hey, yo, what's up, Santiago? Yeah, we actually I mapped out an area on gold, but I kind of wanted a higher short. But of course, the shorts that you don't take are the ones that work out. So yeah, we identified two areas to take shorts at on gold, and I was kind of explaining like the mindset with gold, where if you come from Nasdaq, I mean the worst thing that you can do on Nasdaq is chase it, because gold is definitely, you have to go trade gold in phases. Gold consolidates, gold breaks, gold retests, and that retest trade or that pullback trade on gold is what you're actually looking for, because this this price action right here, you're not supposed to really trade this. This will be a gamble to trade, because gold does this thing where it does a range, it breaks, but that pullback trade right there, this is your confirmation, this is your entry. So you can get a straight move down. And because the Nasdaq doesn't have, I mean, the Nasdaq does have these phases, but she doesn't adhere to these phases. Gold does. That's why she has a great risk to reward factor about her. That's what makes gold, in my opinion, the best instrument to trade, in my opinion. But a lot of Nasdaq traders, including myself, when I started trading her, tried to trade this during uh the stop run phase, trying to chase this when this is not the trade. The trade was all the way up here. Chasing this is only going to get you turning. You're going to be a liquidity donation to the market. But yeah, and congratulations on that. I mean, I'm long with you, Cave Trader. I got some XRP coins at 40 cents. I wish I bought more. But I'm just gonna let it. I think I have maybe 500 coins at 40 cent. I think I'm probably up. Honestly, I don't know how much I'm up actually. I don't care. I'm not selling my XRP until it gets to like $100 per coin, and then I'll consider selling some of the coins if it even gets there. But I probably got like $2,000 or $3,000, $5,000 in that position. But I'm not going to look at it because I don't want to be tempted to take any of the profits. I'm gonna sit there and wait on it because XRP could be another Ethereum or another Bitcoin, depending on how the market wants to use it. Or I mean, shit, if it gets to $50, $100, I mean, shit, I'll probably take some off at $50 because shit, that's like I got it at 40 cents and I'm selling it at 50. Uh, if it gets there, I'll sell it. Yeah. Actually, let's look at XRP. Like I said, I'm not going to go and look at my portfolio, my XRP portfolio, but yeah, NG, dude, like NG is a mover now. NG moves. Eh. We used to nickname NG now go to jail if you decided to take a position in it because of how slow it was at one point. XRP, USD. So yeah, it's up $3. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, is this it? Is this the right one? Oh shit, this thing, hold on. This can't be the right one. Where's XRP at? Hold on, did XRP hold on. Was XRP at $4? When this happened? Well, I mean, I guess I'm not watching it, so I mean, of course. I didn't know that. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know it reached $4 or $3. Hmm. I didn't know. All right, well. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And honestly, that's making me think about what could potentially happen during the FOMC today. Gold is selling off because we got to think about it. What usually happens during FOMC with gold? We get a super pump. We're getting a super dump. So that means that the dollar must be really strong right now. Now look at that. Huh. The dollar is strong right now, huh? But it's going up into some resistance. Could this suggest that we could see a surprise rate cut later on today? But I think this should be the focus for the FOMC. Obviously, we're going to watch it. I'm going to start the stream back up around the FOMC. Oh, shit. Damn it. Hmm. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll make the time. Um, it's not going to be if Powell cuts rates today. From what I understand, it's going to be guidance moving forward. The Fed has suggested that there could be 3 rate cuts before the end of this year. If we do not see a rate cut this afternoon, I don't think the market is going to care because the market is already speculating that we won't see one. but people are definitely going to be listening and asking questions about the Fed's plan moving forward. If Powell makes a suggestion, if he comes off dovish, and speculators can start to assume that he's going to begin cutting rates during the next meeting, which there's already speculation that there's 60% chance that we're going to get a 25 basis cut during the next meeting. So, depending on the guidance that Powell provides today, will dictate the price action moving forward. I think that's what we should be focused on today. But we all know if we get a rate cut today, the market is going to go crazy. Crazy. You might get a 500-point candle. Shh. The Powell pump might actually come back. So that's definitely something to look forward to. I'll definitely come back and stream it. I'll listen to what Powell is saying. I'll listen to the questions that he's being asked. And I'm not an expert, but I can definitely interpret what people say and what they mean. So I'll do my best, as I always do. And good thing I don't have to rely on my own opinions. I can gather the opinions of other experts, other commentators, my AI assistant, and to help me have a firm understanding of what Powell is saying so we can come back later on tonight and we can talk about it. We can talk about it. But based on the market clues that based on the clues that the markets has given us, we're getting a dump on gold. We usually don't see that before FOMC. So now I'm pretty interested to see what happens. So I mean, it's obvious that gold is going to probably something's going to happen, and gold is probably going to just skyrocket. So I'm interested to see what happens. Actually, I wonder what. So let's do XAU USD. Let's see what that looks like on the forex side. Gold USD. Gold USD. I mean, we got a double top rejection. We got a trend line break. This is on a 4-hour chart. I mean, we got a trend line break. So we got a trend line break, and then we had price coming back, retesting the trend line, and price rejecting from it. So as we explained, I mean, when we see a trend line break, we got to think about all the stops that are running alongside this trend line, and all price is going to do is run those stops to fuel the market lower. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Santiago says that the NQ is respecting weekly low and ES is respecting the daily low. He said, what is Dixie doing? Shit. Man, that shit is running. It definitely was. We definitely got this area of resistance that, I mean, I think we'll probably break out of it. Actually, let's ask the AI assistant real quick. Let's ask. Let's see if we can kind of get hold on, give me a second. I don't want no okay. So what can we ask this thing? Hmm. That's very interesting. Huh. That is the dollar generally appreciates 2.5 to 5% following a surprise rate cut change in the FOMC announcement historically. Huh. That's interesting. All right. So market volatility under Fed chair is higher due to press conference just after the statement's released. Blah, 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 blah. It says initial dollar rally or strong movement before can pause or retrace depending on how hawkish or dovish, but that's not what I'm looking for. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Cave Trader, I was in this long with ES, right along with you, man. It's highly unlikely. I mean, unless the market starts to trend that I'll get this target hit, this last final piece of this position hit. But we got a range breakout on the upside on ES. So, I mean, that's a good sign. We got the EMAs all pointing towards the upside. That's another great sign. The Nasdaq is obviously super bullish, so that's another great sign. Okay. Yeah, Santiago. I mean, I'm speculating that they may be a surprise cut today, just based on how the how gold is reacting, and that meetup with Trump and Powell at the Fed building. I mean, it's just I just find it interesting that gold is dropping before FOMC and the dollar is pumping before FOMC. Why would any money manager be buying the we will be buying the dollar up ahead of major news that is specifically impacts this instrument? Why? I mean, obviously, we're not going to sit here and play the game that insider trading. No, insider trader only exists for poor people, for people that doesn't have connections. That's what insider trading is for. But everybody else, especially when you're a firm and you're trading people's retirement funds, pension funds, and you're building those funds up. Yeah, yeah, they get information beforehand. I mean, let's not watch an episode of Law and Order and you got the big time CEO going to jail for insider trading. I mean, that shit does not fucking happen unless it only happens unless it is politically motivated. But he's not going to jail for no damn insider trading. Only the poor man down the street that happened to hear the CEOs talk about he's going to go to jail for that shit. Anyway, these firms handle billions and trillions of dollars of assets. They have expectations and goals to meet. They surround themselves with powerful people. and they're allowed to do these things. Everybody else is just the liquidity for them. That's it. That's how this game is seen at a higher level. Everybody else is just liquidity. That's why the everyday common man is allowed to trade in a market, because you're just the liquidity. You're just the exchange. That's it. That's why Nancy Pelosi can trade, can have her, it's Nancy Pelosi, but her husband is the best trader of all time. Timing the markets correctly every time. Like, shut up. But nobody bats an eye to that shit. But yeah. They have expectations to meet and they meet them. I mean, shit. You want them to meet them because if you're retiring, these companies promise you a retirement at the end of your time with the company. Imagine the litigation that a company has to face if they're not able to pay out somebody's pension or retirement fund. Imagine that. So these guys definitely are sharing information with each other for sure. Something else that I learned, earning whispers, the earning calendars. The reason why it got its name is because of that. The media is given information in advance, so they have time to actually write articles as soon as like an FOMC monetary policy decision is dropped. They're already given information beforehand. The speeches that these politicians read from are written by writers, and it's emailed and exchanged between different parties. So the information is technically out there before it's released to the public, but you're supposed to be ethical about that and not act on that information. But we all know how this game is played, because what Hillary Clinton did it too. It was like, oh, an email got lost here and there, or I left my email open and maybe somebody leaked it. So yeah, so once you understand that everything is known in advance, you can use that piece of information to your advantage. I just find it weird that gold is dumping and the dollar is pumping before FOMC. And so that just leads me to speculate that either we're going to get a rate cut or a surprise rate cut, or we're going to receive guidance that after this meeting, then you should expect a rate cut for the next one. All right, we got that pump on NQ. So let's see if let's see. Should I take this? Should I take this? Because I mean, this could potentially be an area where they reject, but hmm. 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 You want to be a trillionaire? Be a congresswoman? Yeah. Yeah, Congress get away with a lot of stuff, man. I mean, that's what I mean. That's just the advantage of being the power structure of society. I mean, yeah, you kill somebody, it's just going to be a cover up. But if the common everyday man kills somebody, I mean, you're gonna throw the whole damn book at them. You're gonna hit him with that book a couple of times just for good measure. That is the benefits of being the power, because Congress is has more power than the president. They're the ones making the laws and the rules for everybody else to follow. They're the ones that's making the rules for everybody else to follow. But apparently, when it comes for them to quote unquote follow their own rules, there's like, yeah, no. Honestly, if the House of Cards was accurate, I mean, the president has powers. We're not saying that he doesn't, but in order for the president to make extreme changes, everything has to go through Congress. Everything. If it's not approved by Congress, it's not going to get approved. It's not going to get done. So if what's his name, Frank, he should have sought power in Congress. But speaking of that, I mean, what they did with the House of Cards, now I understood why what they did with House of Cards. House of Cards was such a great, balanced show. And then that woke feminist crap took ruined the show. I was wondering why they changed the storyline like that. I was wondering why they made more focus. They put more focus on the wife and tried to take away the focus from the main character that we all followed and loved about the show. I wonder why, and now I get it. I felt like what season 3, season 6, when they turned that into that direction and they destroyed the male characters and empowered all the female characters. It was like, what was the point of that? It was such a great show. But I guess they couldn't help themselves. So, and then they had the nerve to sue the guy. I forgot his name. Damn, what's his name? Because he got caught up in that scandal. They sued him because they said that they lost a lot of money with season 6. And that storyline, it was just so stupid. It was stupid, and I hated it. And it's for I guess for a while, Hollywood felt that that's exactly what they needed to do, but it doesn't make sense because the female. I mean, if you're going to cater to the uh, female audience want strong male characters. That's pretty obvious. And even though they try to replace the strong male character with a strong female character, even though they had failure after failure, your customer, the female audience, they don't want that. They don't want that. They want a strong female character alongside a strong male character. They don't just want a strong female character because I guess what they were trying to do was the way that these firms market to women is by putting a character that they can see themselves as. And that's kind of how women see the world in terms of, oh, this person is like me. And so I want to see the things that I want to happen through this character because I'm seeing this character as me. But then that's kind of what everybody does, but females mostly off for obvious reasons. And they try to inject that formula into everything, and it just basically destroyed entertainment in terms of shows because they just tried to force that, and unfortunately that's just not how natural law and order works. It's just not like that. Wonder Woman is a powerful character because she stands next to Superman, but stand alone, people are not that interested. There's no balance. There's just no balance. There should be a strong male and female character. That's just how people are. And because of that, well, a great show like House of Cards got destroyed. Mm. Well, oh yeah, that's his name, Kevin Spacey. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. I mean, dude, when it comes to your own personal life, I really don't understand why people like why do people care? Like I know who I am in my personal life. Basically the same who I am because I don't do all that changing and shit. But there were some tough decisions that I had to make. Even though there's impulses because I'm human, I override those impulses because this is the type of person that I want to be. And I know how hard that is. I know how hard it is to be the person that you want to be when facing human desires every day. And I don't know if the I don't know the full story behind it. I don't. I mean, as long as the other person is a consenting adult at a consenting age, I feel that there should be no, like, honestly, no one cares or should care who you're having sex with. As long as the other person is a consenting adult. Now, we all know that powerful people have to deal with situations where people are initially consenting adults and then they, for an attempt to be famous or extract money from powerful people because they don't want the controversy, they turn around and they withdraw that consent and say that no, this was never consensual. This person forced themselves upon me and they use their power and influence to do it. Unfortunately, with the human experience, we like to make people prove their innocence by making them guilty without any evidence. If it feels like this person is capable of doing it, then this person is guilty. The only exception to that is if someone is well liked and their flaws are being, or people are blinding themselves from their apparent flaws. Like, as an example, I think Michael Jackson is probably the greatest example of this. Michael Jackson was accused of committing the most heinous, most evilest thing that a person can do to another is by taking advantage of children. Now, there's obviously going to be people that says that, yeah, to this day, that Michael was a nasty person, but majority of people, they wouldn't believe that. They wouldn't believe it, no matter how. I mean, shit, they can walk in on Michael Jackson doing committing the act, God rest his soul, and they will turn a blind eye to it. Once people love you to that extent, you can do no wrong. That's the only instance where you don't have to prove your innocence. But outside of that, yeah, you have to prove your innocence. So as long as the dude was a consenting adult, I don't see why the hell. Uh, I really don't see it. But at the same time, I don't really know all the details, and I don't because I didn't care. Nasdaq confessions. Hmm. But yeah, like stuff like that, I don't mind other people's business. I really don't. All I know is that a great show got canceled because of some bullshit. A great storyline. I feel that House of Cards was probably a great visual representation of what power looks like and how people and what power does to people, how it corrupts people, how power influenced people to become people that they thought that they would never be. How power will convince someone to betray their best friend, someone that they care about. Because the thing about betrayal doesn't happen to people that you don't care about. It's always the person that's closest to you, close enough to literally stab you in the back. That's why that word is so powerful because it's a word that describes someone that you care about, someone that was very close to you, hurting you and taking something that you worked for. So anyway, we kind of get that. We did get that drop at 40. I was looking at 35. So far, we're kind of getting that rejection from that area that I was actually looking for the rejection. We'll see if the Bulls can hold the pullback here. We'll see if they can hold it. If they can hold this pullback, then I'm looking for price to trade right kind of where my target is, where that final last runner target is. We might not actually see that. I mean, the market, I guess, right now technically is very bullish. It's very bullish. We're making higher lows and we're making higher highs. So that's definitely a trend. It's more like a range, but I mean, we are managing to make higher highs and we are managing to make higher lows. So this will be definitely hard to short. So I wouldn't short this. Let's look at this gold play. Yeah, I think I would have just gotten my target hit if I'd taken this trade, this short. But of course, ES, of course. And this is kind of why I don't like trading the ES. All right, so let's see. If you took the orb breakout to the upside with ES, it missed the 10-point target. It missed it. And you're now getting stopped out depending on your risk tolerance. So you got, so the OR pie was at 1321. So what is that? 14 point, 8 points. Damn, dude. Damn, ES is like that. Shit. Oh, damn. Nasdaq did the same shit. Well, well, I am kind of torn about this because obviously I'm in a long position, but I was looking for, so yesterday I was looking for, if I go to my chart. So yes, I was looking for the market to reject around 535, 555 yesterday. And there we go. A great entry. Oh, great entry short. Hmm. Hmm. All right, I'll keep my stop right there. 34. Keep my stop right there. Probably give it one more tick. Well, actually, so what made you close it, Alfred? right, so let me actually just do this right here. Let me actually do this. So actually, what I'll probably start doing is I probably might just start going over this as well because we definitely got a good trade, and like I said, we've the NA meetings have actually I'll do this over the weekend. We'll get an accurate number, but so far the NA meetings has made over $200,000. 200 freaking $1,000, man. Just trading one MNQ contract. But yeah, so far this thing has made over $200,000 on one MNQ contract. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, Alfred, that's what I hate, man. That's why I hate when the market is actually shorting because it's like it feels like it comes out of nowhere. It feels like it comes out of nowhere. Oh, you got chopped up cave trader? I think I think the market is probably going to ping pong between this range and that range. I think we're just going to get price ping ponging back and forth. Actually, let me just project this range out into the future so we can have it projected into the future. There we go. So yeah, I think price is going to ping pong back and forth between these two ranges right here. Uh, it's obvious though. It's very obvious what's going to happen. If we get a break to below this range, we're going to see a big move down. If we get a move above this range, we're going to get a big move up. It's kind of obvious what happens. Why? Because we have price not only consolidating between these two ranges. I mean, this is a range in itself. I mean, it's a range between this range and that range. So this is range inception right here. It's range inception, a range within a range within a range. So we got stops right here. We got big boy stops because these bounces, they're enough to ping pong between us. So we got some big boy stops here. And we got some big boy stops there. So all price has to do is either tap these stops or they'll tap these stops. Yeah. We should see a move away from these ranges. If I'm a betting man, I think the market goes to the upside, but I mean the bears have been super aggressive. It does look like the market wants to roll over. I will say that though. It does look that the market does want to roll over. It's just that the bulls are being very aggressive. They're being very aggressive. And as the bulls are being very aggressive, the big boy bears or girls are sitting at these highs, preventing the market from breaking above it. So we'll see here. We'll see. Because that's all we can do in this market is speculate about what price potentially can do since we don't have any insider information or nothing. And maybe I should have took that last target at 35 like mm, maybe I should have took that last one off at 35. Oh wow. So I think that's about what a 50. I mean, so far. So from the entry 535 so far. About a 60-point play. And obviously that's a big winner. Big winner for the NA meeting. As long as I keep this thing simple. Yeah, I think I might be I probably might get stopped out of this one. Mm, I got stopped out of the ES play. All right. Okay, I got stopped out of the ES play. It's fine. And gold is still selling off, man. That is so oh my, look at that. Man, look at that beautiful play right there. Well, we got to break a structure right here. So this will be a great area for the price to come back and the bears to make an attempt to reshort this thing. Why you say that, Santiago? Yeah. Yeah. Man, it's always the trades that you don't take. I was thinking about taking this one, man. But I was like, nah, I'll take this one. God damn. It's always the ones you don't take, man. Trying to be cute with gold, trying to be cute. But this was obviously the play right here. That was obviously the play. Okay. I don't know. I really can't see. Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it would have been. Yeah, that one. I don't know. Yeah, even if I did that, I still wouldn't have gotten it. Oh, hit your 50 at 338. Are you talking about the August contract or the September contract, Santiago? 338. You may have meant 88. 80, oh, that's your target. Oh, okay. 480, 510. Yo, great trade, Alfred. Yeah, usually when gold does this, when gold overextends, I don't even trade it. I just wait for gold to kind of come back. If I can see a change of character or a change of structure in gold, then I have no problem trading the reversal back up. But I try to wait for gold to do something similar to this, kind of confirm the move, and I'll just try to get in at the retest. Yeah, I don't randomly just not randomly, but I don't get into gold unless there's structure to the left. It's easier to retest a low or a high, but it's kind of challenging for gold to kind of do stuff like this. I mean, you see all the price action it needs to do before it kind of starts to trend down. So I try to avoid trades like these because you can easily get caught up in a pullback. But I should have paid attention to this one. I mean, honestly, if I was really paying attention to it, the signs were there. I mean, I did mark it out. This was an area that I was looking for, but I thought the market was going to kind of pull back higher. I didn't want to get caught right here, but in hindsight, I mean, you have the 200 EMA, and it's really the Nasdaq that makes me not believe in this 200 EMA. That's why I always try to say it to myself that the 200 EMA is literally a cheat code on the ES and gold. And yet I always overlook it. I don't know why. It's for the Nasdaq, but even though I know the 200 EMA is a legitimate area to start trades on the ES and gold, I always say, you know what? No, I don't want to take that trade. I don't know why I do that. And then I always regret not taking it afterwards. Mm. So man, I'm gonna pull these orders. Pull those orders. Yeah, when you get I mean, obviously it's context. When you get the 200 EMA kind of free falling, it usually doesn't sustain above that. Yeah, you don't want to lose. Well, okay. Oh shit, Alfred, did you get out of that? Did you get? I'm pretty sure you got out. You got out of this. Did you take profits? I just saw this. Did you get out of it? Alfred, I would get out of it if you haven't gotten out of it already, or at least put your stop at break even +1. That would be my non-biased opinion. Oh, you took some off. Yeah, that rejection right there looking real nasty. And this was a pullback leg anyway. This is not a. This is a pullback leg for a potential two-legged pullback. So when I see price action like this, I mean, obviously the Nasdaq can do it. We know, but that's usually hard for bulls to recover from when it does stuff like that. It's usually hard. It's usually a challenge for bulls to overcome that. I start using the correct terms. Mm. So I may get stopped out of this gold. I mean this gold play, this Nasdaq play, but I'm only risking, I believe, 18 points, and on one contract that's $36. So I'm gonna leave this shit. I'm gonna leave it running, in hopes that we get like a big move above that range, and I can get some vindication. Get vindicated. Can I get a vindication? But all right, guys. That's it for me tonight or today for this morning. I'll come back for the Powell for the FOMC meeting. We'll see what happens. We'll try. I'll try to. Well, I'll really pay attention to what Powell is saying, and we can kind of interpret what possibly could happen. But we all know that right after the FOMC meeting today, we have Meta and we have we have Meta and Microsoft earnings after the bell. Qualcomm, Ford, and ARM. I wouldn't be surprised if Carvana gets a big push today. I wouldn't be surprised. So right after the bell, we got more volatility. And after tomorrow's price action, we have Amazon and Apple, Coinbase, Riot. Yeah. And then we have the appeal for Trump's tariffs also happening on Thursday as well. Is August 1st on Friday? Okay, August 1st is on Friday. And that's the trade deadline. So I mean, we have a lot, and then we have non-farm. So we have a lot of excuses for the market to be volatile and choppy. The only thing we can hope is that it's not. So, but all right, guys, that's it for me. We'll definitely come back during FOMC, and we'll look for more opportunities to earn some more money. With that said, peace out, everybody.